Hello students, this is Shiv Prakash and today you will study here verbs. Students, first of all I will tell you it is a kind of word which denotes any action word. Means it represents anything which is being done. So all the action words are known to be as verb, doing words or action words. Now I will tell you that verb can be classified into two parts. First, that is helping verb, and the next one is main verb. Helping verb, which is used as helping verb with main verb, and the main verb is the main work which is being done. Again, helping verb can be defined, can be classified into two categories, that is modals and primary auxiliary verb. This is your helping verb which you use in sentences. And modals, now first of all I will tell you about the modals. These are can, could, may, might, will, would, shall, should, must, ought to, need and dare. Students, these modals are used as helping verbs. That's why these are categorized under helping verbs. Some of them are also used as main verb, which I will tell you later. And here primary auxiliary verbs, these are do, be, have. Three categories are here. Then the forms of do is do, does, did, and be, that is, am, are, was, were. And the next one is have. All the forms of have is have, has and had. Students, after knowing what are the verbs or what are the modals, you must know what are their use. If you don't know their use, then you cannot identify them and you cannot use them. Where these are used, you will find out. First of all, I will tell you about can and could. They show ability, power or capacity. Example, that I can lift up to 30 kg. Here it shows the physical ability of any person. That is physical ability, power, capacity you can identify through can. Formal permission, that is if you take permission, if you give permission, in both way you can use can. You can take a piece of paper. You are giving or someone is giving permission to anyone that you can take a piece of paper from here, and can I take a piece of paper from there? Then it will be requesting, means taking permission. Can I take a piece of paper? The next one is could. Here it is also the past form of can be used as could, and it also shows the least possibility. If I tell you about the possibility, that I will tell you the sequence of possibility, that how the words can be used in the sequence of possibility, that I will tell you later on, because when you will understand all the possibilities, then I will tell you about the sequence of possibility. What is the sequence and how the words can be used in the sequence of possibility. First of all, least possibility. You should understand about it that could represents the least possibility. It could rain today means there is least possibility of raining today. General possibility, in can, one can make a mistake, means it is a general sentence that anyone can make a mistake. That is thematical. It can be given that it is a logic. Formal request, if we make, then can I borrow your pen? That I have told you here also, that if we seek permission or giving permission, then can is used. Here we are seeking permission. Can I borrow your pen? That is a formal permission seeking. Could I borrow your pen? Could represents that we are very humble when we say so. We are requesting, then we are very humble, means most polite. We cannot include able to with can or could, because both have the same meaning. Both shows the ability. So both the words can never be used together. For example, if I say I can be able to do this, then the sentence is wrong. I can do this is correct sentence. I am able to do it, and this is also a correct sentence. But I can be able to do this, so it is a wrong sentence. Next one is may and might. It shows the possibility, that is, it may rain today or it might rain today. Students, I had told you that could and could is used for the least possibility. And now I am telling you what is the sequence of possibility. First of all, may is a strong possibility, that it may rain today means probability may be 80 or 90%. It might rain today, probability may 50-50. But if I say it could rain today, then it is the least possibility, that 10% probability is there that it may rain. Understood? Now we also use may with the blessing. May you live long. May God bless you. These sentences are for a wish. The next use of may or might in subordinate clause, when that, so that, in order that comes in principal clause in present tense. Example is there, we eat so that we may live. It is subordinate clause and it is principal clause, and the principal clause in present tense, and here the conjunction is that, so that. Then after it, the in subordinate clause, it will be used may. Then again, when we request in formal way, then we use may I come in. We generally ask that to our elders that may I come in. It is a formal request. Next, we will use will or shall. It is used in simple future tense, that is also called future indefinite tense. With I and we use shall, and with the rest of the subjects we will use will. For example, I shall come tomorrow. If here he is used, then he will come tomorrow. If any case of determination is there, means if anyone is firm determined to do anything, then the helping verbs that will and shall are exchanged. Means with I and we will use will, and with the rest of the nouns or pronouns or subject we will use shall. For example, I will kill you. Here with I will is used. It shows the determination that I am intended to kill you. Some more examples are there. You shall go from here at once. It is a kind of command. Trespassers shall be prosecuted. It shows any kind of surety that if you do it, then the thing which is written here will be surely done with you. You shall come to meet me here. Compulsion. If any elder or anyone who is boss says so, then it is a kind of compulsion. The next comes would. To show past habits. It is used to show past habit. When I was a kid, for example, when I was a kid, I would go to school by bus. It was the habit of past or the regular work of past that I used to do it. You can also use used to here. When I was a kid, I used to go to school by bus. The next one, about the preferences. When we prefer something than any other thing, then we use would. I would rather die than beg. Means begging is not preferable for me. In place of begging, I would prefer to die. So would be used here. In indirect sentences, if the reporting verb is in past tense and in reported speech will comes, then will is converted into would. So the sentence in the direct sentence, he said, comma and inverted comma, he will go to meet Mahesh. Then the sentence will be like that. He said that he would go to meet Mahesh. In place of will, we will use would in indirect sentences. When anything is imaginative, we will use would. If I were you, I would call him immediately. If I were you, that is not possible if I were you. So here were is used, and in that case you will use would, because it is not possible and it was not possible, you can say that. Next, if you make any kind of polite request, would you like to help me, or would you like to have anything, then we will use would. If any guest come, then what you ask? Would you like to have anything? Snacks or anything? What you like to ask? Then we will use would. The next one is probability. He would be sleeping. Means if I don't know about anything and we suppose what would be there, what would be the condition there, then we will use would, that he would be sleeping. We don't know what he is actually doing, but by saying something you can say that he would be sleeping. Then that is probability. Wish. I wish you would become a successful person. The next one is should. Should is used to suggest someone or to give any kind of advice. That is, you should visit your doctor. It is a kind of advice anyone give to anyone. With lest. Lest is a negative word, negative conjunction. So should is used here. With that, always should is used. Walk carefully lest you should fall. So here the lest include not in itself only. The next comes ought. Ought to. Students, it represents our moral duty, moral obligation. Means it is not any kind of compulsion on us. It is our duty for anything, and that's how it is called moral duty. Mostly it shows toward our nation, our elders. We ought to respect our national anthem. We ought to love our country. It is not a kind of compulsion, but it is our moral duty. And you can also take some more example that we ought to respect our parents, our elders. Then the next one comes must. Compulsion. It shows a kind of compulsion that you must complete your work timely. It means that you have to do it. You must complete your work timely means you have to complete it timely. So it is a kind of compulsion. Determination. If you are saying anything for yourself or for someone, such as here for Indian cricket team, it is called India must win the World Cup. So it is a kind of determination. Duty. It also shows duty. A soldier must fight for his country. That it is your duty. That you must do something for anyone. Then it is a kind of duty. You must be loyal to your work. So it is also a kind of duty. Then next comes used to. First of all, I will tell you that used to shows the habit of past. I used to play cricket in the morning, but now I am not playing. It is my childhood habit. Habitual action. I am used to lifting heavy weights. Then it shows that I am used to means I am in habit of lifting heavy weight. So used to is used will be used here. And note it down that after used to, I am used to lifting, here present participle will be there. Means ing form will be used here. Understood? And some other examples are also given, like used to, where after that present participle is used. Addicted to, devoted to, accustomed to, averse to, with a view to, in addition to, look forward to, prone to. I am addicted to watching movies means I am an addicted person to watching movie. So here with this verb ing form will be used. Note these words and it will be helpful for you. Next comes dare or need. They are used both as main verb or modal auxiliaries. As I told you when the video was started, some modals are as which are used as main verb and modal auxiliaries also, such that examples are given here. You need me. Here it is main verb because no other verb is here. She dares to go there. Dares is here main verb. You don't need anything. Here is also main verb because it is helping verb and it is main verb. You need not come here again. Now it is a modal means helping verb, modal auxiliary. It is used as a modal auxiliary and it is here main verb. Understood? And when these both modals are used negatively, when negative, then bare infinitive is used after them. What is the meaning of bare infinitive? It is basically verb first form, and when we use to with that, then it forms infinitive. But when we don't use to before it, these and use as infinitive, then it is called bare infinitive. As he dares not come here, we will not use to at this place. He dares not come here. They need not complete the work. He dares, if there is no not, then what will be there? He dares to come here. But if I use not, then we will not use to. Now I will tell you about the primary auxiliary verb. As I had told you in the beginning of the video that do has three forms: do, does, did. Here these all are used as helping verbs. In do, does in simple present. I do not know you. He does not know you. Do is used with plural verbs, the plural subjects, and does is used with singular subject. And in the same way, did in the simple past tense. Only if you leave affirmative sentence, then in all the simple past you will use did. He did not get your point of view. Here it is a negative sentence, then we will use did with that. B has 5 forms: is, am, are, was, were. Then we will use as helping verb and main verb also. He is playing cricket. This is a present continuous sentence that he is playing cricket. Here is used as helping verb because is helping verb and playing is main verb here. And in the next one sentence, he is a doctor. It is main verb because no other verb is here. It shows a kind of identification. It shows identification, any presence, anyone's presence. Then we will use as main verb. Means for example, we can take I am at home. He is my brother. If you use it for identification or presence, then you will use it as main verb. The next one is have. Has, have, had. Three forms are there. Has with the singular subjects, have with plural subjects in present perfect tense, and had with all the subjects, whether it is plural or singular, but it is used in past perfect tense. He has done all the work. He has to do all the work. It is forced action, that I have to do anything, he has to do anything, and here it is used as helping verb. He has done all the work. Except it has also used as main verb. I have a pencil. Then here it is used as main verb, which shows that possession. Now we will talk about main verbs. Main verbs can be identified as two types: transitive verb and intransitive verb. The verbs which need any object after it are called transitive verbs, such as play. I am playing. What I am playing? Cricket, football. We will get answer of it. I have completed. What I have completed? My assignment, what, or anything. Then these verbs are called transitive verbs, and when we don't get answer of anything like that, what we are doing, then these verbs will be intransitive verb. Run. I am running. What I am running? We will not get any answer. I am running means running. It is intransitive verb. Shout, cry, walk, swim, laugh, etc. All the verbs has three forms. First, mainly, that is present, first form, past, second form, and third form. And except it, here is also ing form, that is called present participle. In that, some are regular verb which can be made past form and third form by using ed, such as beg, begged, begged, begging, cross, crossed, crossed, crossing, desire, desired, desired, desiring, like that. And some are irregular, where all the forms are different: arise, arose, arisen, arising, break, broke, broken, breaking, give, gave, given, giving. Except it, some verbs are such where all three forms are same: bit, bid, bit, cut, 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 let, let, read, read, read. It is read as read. The spelling is same, but it is pronounced as read, reading. Shut, 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 shutting. So students, it was all about the verb. Hopefully you will have understood about it very well, and try to write some more verbs so that you can understand it in better way.